So remind me for the record, one more time. What is it that you just said about the problem that we're experiencing?
Um, I have all the protein at home
Mhm.
and I don't want to eat it.
Mhm.
Well, and after like my days at school, and after working, I get home and I want something really filling, which I know would be the protein, but either I don't like the stuff I have or the way I've prepared it, it's not good, or it's cold grilled chicken, whatever it is. And even if I do want grilled chicken, I don't want like 4 ounces of it. You know what I mean? I think that's what I'm finding. It's a little bit hard for me to get. Um, I can have a little of anything, right? But sometimes I'm not in the mood, or I have this good carne asada steak that I prepared. I've had it 3 times now. I don't want any more, but I
Mhm.
still have more.
Mhm.
Um, and so that's sort of happening too. I guess the other problem that's coming up is also I feel like I'm wasting a bit of my money like on groceries. So I think that's where I'm running into it. Like I'm prepared and I have stuff. I just don't want it sometimes, most times. And I want a bagel or something like carby, I think maybe to sort of soothe myself or feel comforted. I don't know. That's like an old thing I've always had.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple of things. One is you'll do some type of meal preparation where you have the proteins or you have the things that you know you need for the week, right? To hit the goal. But then the evening time comes after dinner or after work comes. It's time to sit down to have dinner. And day 2 or 3, you're tired of the thing. You don't want it anymore, right? And simultaneously, you want something that's going to help relieve you, bring you down, help you feel better from a long day at work. And you tend to reach for those things that you want that might be like more carby, more indulgent, more tasty foods in the evening. Okay.
Yep.
Sound about right?
Yep.
Okay. First things first. There's nothing inherently wrong. You'll hear me say this all the time. Like you have heard me say this before. There's nothing at all wrong with wanting to reach for some things that bring you comfort in the evening. Nothing at all wrong with that. Your work schedule, we understand why it is that you're eating a little bit lighter at work, you're on your feet, you're moving about, like that just is what it is. Dinner time, you come home and it's time to, relax, unwind, and feel a little bit better from the day. Okay? I think one of the ways I want to approach this conversation is like really investigating our mindset when it's time to be like on and in the process, and our mindset when it's time to be like off and maintaining the progress, right? In the process, pursuing the goal, making progress toward the goal versus I've hit the goal or I've obtained the goal and now I can maintain and bring some of this stuff back in. And so if we start to break this up into 2 different phases, maybe we can start to see that this might require a level of attention and a level of focus and a level of um, strategy and a level of commitment, right? A level of willpower, if you will, when I'm in this mode. Willpower says, okay, cool. I'm going to get ahead of myself, not make too much food because I know I'm going to get tired of it. But the food that I have made for these 2, 3 days, I'm going to eat. Versus when you're not in goal pursuance mode, right? Not in goal pursuance mode says, screw it, I can have whatever I want because because you hit the goal, right? And I think what this requires is like an honest um, reflection from you. And we kind of started this conversation last week. I think this requires like an honest reflection from you of, am I willing to do that for X period of time? Because it's not a forever thing, right? Am I willing to put some of the comfort down, put some of the fun down, put some of the indulgence down to pursue the goal for a little while? Reach the goal, whatever that goal might be, over the next defined number of days or weeks. Let's call it 12 weeks. Over the next 3 months, Can I say I'm pursuing a goal, right? And we think about it as like, I don't know, saving for a vacation. It's like while we're saving to take a trip, no, I don't want to go to happy hour with you. Sorry, I can't do brunch, but you can come over, right? We make different sacrifices because this thing is the objective. Versus when we're not pursuing a goal, yeah, I got brunch and happy hour and da 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 da. I want to go to the game and fill in the blank. So what's that open up for you? What's that making you think?
Yeah, it reminds me of like being interested, not committed. Definitely interested. I like talking to you regularly. I like planning this stuff, but then yeah, when it's down to the Monday at 5:30, and I'm standing at the fridge, I'm like, I don't I don't want this grilled chicken. Um I think what I'm feeling is it's a bit of like negotiation with myself. Like I have, like you're saying, I have to um decide what I want and what's important to me now, because I think I am just going through the motions a little bit right now. And I feel like I think that I'm making an excuse right now, but I feel like I'm in survival mode sometimes, like with teaching, where I'm just like, let's just get through today. And
Mhm.
um I think I use that as an excuse of like, all right, we made it through today, so bagels and hash browns or whatever it is that I've been eating.
Mhm.
So I think I'm kind of using that as like, it's kind of depressing because I feel like it's an old mindset of like rewarding myself with indulgent food after I feel like I've had a hard day. And I think I grew out of that a little bit, and now I'm back in it. I think after being sick and all that, I have this feeling of like, yeah, I deserve this. I'm all better, and now I get to enjoy stuff again. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Now that we've talked it out.
Mhm. It's great that you've acknowledged that. All right. That's wonderful. And how do we take this acknowledgement and like turn it into something that's actionable and that we feel good about?
I think the reason that makes me sad is because I know that when I was doing that, it was just a temporary uh, solution. It actually ended up making me feel worse because I knew I let myself down a little bit with my goals, or I abandoned what I ultimately want for myself, which is health. So I think maybe just reminding myself of that, it's not like a flash in the pan, because then that turns into 4 days of me treating myself, you know,
Yeah.
and then, yeah, the result afterwards is I feel guilty. I feel shame. Um, yeah,
And here's the thing, you can and you should treat yourself. Treats and rewards are ways to keep yourself mentally engaged, emotionally engaged. It's like you're an educator, right? I taught kindergarten and I want my students to like behave for the day. So I have a treasure box. Every single day, you get to choose from the treasure box, right? There are multiple little small rewards throughout the day. But at the end of the day, you know it's treasure box time.
yeah,
Or at the end of the week, you know it's pizza party time, right? And so you want to make sure that you've earned your star toward pizza party every single week. And it's okay and it's necessary to add in those rewards and those goalposts to our week, whether it's a daily reward, which is a okay for a season, right? And especially a weekly reward, right? So, yeah, I did get through the day without quitting my job. That matters.
yeah,
But it really matters that like I made it through this week making strides of progress toward my goal. And that was really hard. And so here's my reward. And the reward can be food, but it doesn't always have to be related to the things we eat. The reward can be social time. The reward can be shopping and going to get new workout clothes. The reward can be listening to your favorite podcasts or taking a walk in the rest of this, fall foliage that you might have up there. Define rewards, and they can include food. Maybe it's like this weekend, drinking with grandma this weekend. And so I'm going to have the biggest chocolate cupcake, Costco chocolate cupcake. It's amazing. I'm going to buy them today. I can't wait to have it this weekend, but I know that it's coming Saturday.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm not going to have the pack of it just sitting here and just throwing down on chocolate cupcakes for the rest of the week. No, this is my treat on Saturday for what I did this week. Right. And so I think if you have that kind of carrot at the end of the stick for yourself, of what is this carrot at the end of the stick for the day? What are the behaviors that earn the carrot at the end of the day? Right. And then what are the behaviors that earn the carrot at the end of the week? Okay. So then I want us to go into your nutrition. Are you comfortable with me sharing on my screen the nutrition since we're recording?
Sure.
All right. So let's go into your nutrition over the past, let's just call it week, and look and just like kind of highlight treat foods. Okay. And what we want to do is from the treat foods, let's just define like what those 3 or so treats are that we can keep in our week as a daily grounding, a daily thank you for doing the other things. Okay. So here's one. These cookie thingies, delish, right? That could be one. We also have these apple cider donuts. I'm not sure if those are still there. I had some too last week. It was freaking amazing.
Yeah, no, they're gone.
Okay. That could be one as well, right? Whether it's this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, let's keep going. Indulgence is what we're looking for as a reward for doing the things that we need to do for the day. Okay. Donut,
Yeah.
right? Treats and rewards. And we get one of them. Pizza, treat. Bagel, treat. Right. And you get one for doing the thing you need to do at the end of the day. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's this making you think? Starting to place your treats again as rewards at the end of the day or at the end of the week for doing the things that we know we need to do to make progress toward the goal. What's that making you think?
I think it's manageable, now that we've like looked at it more in detail. It's helpful for me to see because like I think I'm actually having too many treats. Or I do that thing where I save them all for like at once I'm home. Like that there's like that meme or whatever that I always see online where it's like, the day starts off well, you're super healthy throughout the day, and then at night is when you kind of like go nuts. And I'm a little bit like that. I can feel I'm doing that right now. And I'm making the excuse of like I'm hungry, so and this is all I have here, but yeah, I also have proteins like I said, so I think
And
yeah.
go ahead. I apologize.
No, I'm just gonna say the same kind of thing. Like I know I'm aware of what I'm doing. I just I'm maybe letting it go a little too much.
And so this is like the reminder that we have food for fun and then we have food for functionality, right? If you are hungry, you need to eat so that you're not hungry anymore, right? But if you are having a craving or you're feeling high emotion or you're coming down from a stressful day, that's different. That's eating for fun, not for function. And so what we want to do is do more eating for function. It might take some retraining of your taste buds, right? It might take some practice and consistency, which is why we'll ground you in the daily rewards and the weekly big reward, right?
Um,
Daily reward, choose a couple of things that you keep on hand and treat it like the one serving of thing that you get to give yourself after a full day of doing what you need to do. right? Of eating for function. I ate for function for the entire day. And here is the last thing that I'm putting into my mouth is this delicious, tasty treat. Feel so good about myself. I'm going to do it again tomorrow. And then at the end of the week, yes, I did this thing for the entire week. And here is my reward, right? So we want to
Yeah.
train ourselves to pursue that function more than the fun. Let the fun be the outcome of us of pursuing the function. Okay. But you know what you need to do.
No, and to be honest,
You
I think if I am actually eating the stuff for function, I won't be as hungry.
won't be hungry. That's the goal.
Yeah.
And you know what you need to do. Right. And so I think underneath all of this is, again, the decision to either be interested in being done with this or committed to being done with this. And from the nutritional aspect, if we treat our treats like treats, right, then that will help us continue making progress toward this goal. And you won't be so hungry.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you started with this? What are like your 2 or 3 action items? Then I'll let you go. What are your 2 or 3 action items as we kind of reorient around this nutrition?
Hmm. I think maybe structuring, I don't know, making sure I'm prepared with the protein stuff. Because even if I say
Okay.
have it, it's not prepared in meals. Sometimes it's also the labor of having to put something together. I can do that easily, like put it into my boxes and spread stuff out so that I know I actually enjoy it. It's not just like a clump of salmon, or whatever it is. I think if those are prepped, even for when I come home and I'm having dinner at home, I think that still will help me because it takes away that prep time of like having to warm up various different things and
Yeah.
whatever. And I think I've been buying a bit more treats than I used to. So I beef up on fruit and some other things that are getting to my sweet cravings usually at night instead of like buying all different kinds of cookies and donuts and stuff.
Fruit is a great way to address that sweets craving. You get yourself some pineapple or some grapes or even oranges, and it's like, there it is.
Yeah.
I don't need any more sugar.
Yeah.
Okay. So I like this. Obviously, we're restarting this conversation so we can hold ourselves accountable to this. But does this feel good? Like, does this feel like something you can actually work toward this week and make progress toward?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it's not asking me to restrict a bunch of stuff. It's just like
Right.
shifting stuff around and
Just moving some stuff
reprioritizing.
around.
Yeah. And it
Okay.
was helpful I know I've been tracking my food, but to look at it the way we did, I was like, oh, okay. So I'm eating a donut every meal. That's cool. Okay.
It's all good. Okay, so you can do this. One, right? We've addressed the issue, we've addressed the root cause. We're going to use some rewards and systems to bring it back in. Plus, your planning will help make this really easy. So, thank you so much for allowing me to grab a piece of our conversation today. Um, I'll send it to you once it's uploaded and ready, but hopefully it's helpful for you. And I know it'll be helpful for some other folks as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
definitely helpful.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Lindsay. You have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you next week.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. See you soon.
Thanks, coach.
All right. Bye.
Bye.